Oh my, what a day. June 19th, 5:30 in the evening, just got off work, gotta go pick up groceries from my baby. Oh my. It is so hot out. It's gotta be over 90. There I am all in black leather, but it's ventilated, so it's all good. I'm getting some breeze inside my jacket. Got some tunes playing in the background in my headset. You know, days like this when it gets 90 plus out, and it's going to get hotter come August, we're going to be seeing the hundreds. Late July, mid-August, that kind of stuff. And I got to wear gear. I tell you, man, it is so hard to strap up and keep myself protected. I mean, I so want to be those guys that, I will never not wear my helmet. The helmet done saved my life already once, so that's non-negotiable. But the chaps and the jacket, I could be fine with boots, gloves, and my helmet, right? Feel that breeze run across my body. But, and I do it in town, in Lindsborg from time to time. If I got to take a quick run to the store. But holy smokes, man, I got to tell you, all it takes is one bad day, one bad moment, one ill-timed incident, and be wishing you had them leathers on as your hide is getting scraped off your body and left on the road. But here's the thing that always tells me it's not that hot. When I was in the National Guard, both in Colorado and Kansas, and we'd be doing our summer camps, which was typically in July. Kind of changed, sometimes it's the first 2 weeks of July, sometimes the second. But in any event, it was July. It was hot. Didn't matter what state I was in. And we'd be out in the middle of nowhere practicing our mission readiness. And the type of unit I was in was a unit where we were a mobile radar unit designed to be close to the front lines of a battle. And we're supposed to be self-sufficient and providing a radar picture to battle commanders behind us, So we would practice being in different war game scenarios, everything from, minor skirmish type scenarios to like, oh my goodness, we are in the thick of it, and there's nuclear, chemical, or biological agents in theater. And so we would have to do our summer camp, or at least a portion of it, in what's called MOP 4, M-O-P-P 4. And of course, that's the most extreme level of MOP. We had MOP 1, MOP 2, MOP 3. Well, MOP 4 was the full battle dress, right? Like, I would have, for my base layer, my regular uniform, my battle dress uniform, my BDUs, my combat boots, that kind of thing. What I would normally be working in a day-to-day. Starting from the feet, my boots, my leather combat boots, would be covered up with like a rubber overboot. And then the body would be a giant onesie, like a jumpsuit, but it was charcoal lined. And the charcoal would filter out nuclear, but if there is radiological or biological, it would absorb that agent and not let it get to your body. And then, of course, on the gloves, we'd have white cotton liners, but then long black thick rubber gauntlets and then those would be shoved up inside the sleeves of the jumpsuit, so that everything is layered, so that if you get something on you and it runs down you, it's constantly being layered away from your body. And then, of course, we'd have our gas mask. Oops, I just covered up the camera. We'd have our gas mask, and then on top of that, we'd have a rubber hood that went completely over our upper back and shoulders, and with a set of straps would come up under the armpits and strap back to itself, so that that hood couldn't come off. And that's how we would spend 2-3 days at a time, you know, not all 72 hours inside that, but we'd have an 8 or 10 hour work day where we'd have specific rest work cycles depending on how hot it was and what our job for that day was, and we were expected to function, you know, with this suit on. And let me tell you, that was hot. Oh my gosh. We always had people that couldn't stay hydrated enough, and they'd pass out, or they'd panic and feel claustrophobic inside that hood and that mask and everything, and hyperventilate and pass out. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. Literally none of that ever happened to me. If I felt a little bit weird, I would, you know, rest, close my eyes, concentrate on my heart rate, concentrate on my breathing, and just kind of practice controlling my body so as I didn't lose my mind, you know. Ooh, a deer. Oh, I hate this stretch of road. I'm glad he was, or she was, hanging out down there. And then, of course, at the end of the day, at the end of our work day, unless I was working nights, you know, then we would practice egressing out of that suit and doing it in a way that was safe and wouldn't contaminate us and other people around us. All that to say is that was so hot. Those days were so hot. Oh gosh. I mean, and you had to really, it was an exercise of patience, an exercise of pacing. See, you couldn't go and try to pretend that you were going to work hot and heavy, because I mean, your uniform that you're wearing underneath that chemical suit you'd get saturated with sweat so quick if you got any kind of in a hurry or busy, right? So regardless of what you had to do, you had to be slow and methodical. And if you could be slow and methodical and consistent and not make mistakes, then you could be quick at getting your job done and, you know, come up and get the maximum amount of output with the minimum amount of input, and be better off for it over the long haul. But if you got too anxious, or if they put us through an exercise designed to make us get anxious, like a firefight or something like that, right? And that's happened. You'd have to shoot with all this gear on. That was fun. And you know, you just start really get your heart rate up, your breathing would get shallower, you're starting to sweat heavy, all that kind of stuff. And the thing is, if your uniform underneath, after becoming saturated, started soaking into your charcoal lined oversuit, that onesie, well, as soon as that charcoal absorbed too much moisture, it became a problem. Because say you're actually in theater somewhere, and they actually do, the enemy, whoever the enemy might be, drop, say, a chemical agent, and it happens to be a liquid. And well, if you're already sweating inside that chemical suit, that charcoal suit, and it's already saturated with your sweat, well, guess what? It's going to let that liquid nerve agent or chemical agent go right through the suit and to you, and then you're really screwed. Because now you've got that stuff like on your skin and in your pores and on your person. Yeah, that's no good. That's exactly what's not supposed to happen. Woo! Turtle! I wonder if I could go back and get that guy off the road. I can't. I got to pick up groceries. No time for that. Yeah, these old boys are out here cleaning off the tracks after it got all flooded over. So anyway, that's probably why that turtle was skedadding out of there. Anyway, so you just had to be real calm and collected about how you worked. So that whole story was just to say that when I get my leathers on and I'm booking down the road on my bike and I've got my vents on my jacket opened up and I've got the breeze circulating through, as much as I want to complain about being in 90-degree heat and it's hot, it really isn't hot. Those days, I understood what it meant to be hot. So I chuckle when I watch certain motorcycle channels, whether I'm subscribed to them or just see them in passing, and they almost are always in Florida, right? Like I was watching one today. Oh, he's got just jeans and shirt on, but he's riding it with a helmet and gloves, right? You're like, if I could describe to you how hot it is in Florida, it's like being in a brick, it's like if you're cooking pizza in a brick oven and then you climb in the brick oven. And then he said it was 90 degrees. And you know, different regions of the country feel different. I get that. So it's 90, I think 92 here in Kansas right now at this time. And it was 90 in Florida. And you know, I'm like, I'm fine. But there's also another difference. He was in a city. And I know that when you're going through a city, because I lived in Denver, which is an actual legitimate city, not where I live now, of course, that like anything happening in the city, regardless of what the temperature says it is, it feels hotter in the city. Air doesn't move the same. You certainly aren't going to be going 55, 60 miles an hour, you know, in that kind of environment to get the airflow across your body. So, you know, would I change my riding style, say if I still lived in Denver and I was in an actual city and not getting the airflow and stuff like that? You know, I might. So I don't mock them too hard, because I do try to be real and keep it 100 and understand that in their environment they might not have, you know, the same perks that I do. But I'm not going to lie. I mean, I am sweating right now still. I mean, my arms are wet. I can feel it. My center mass is wet. I can feel that against my shirt. And when I kind of stretch out my body and I force those jacket vents open a little bit more, I get that cool breeze. Well, that coolness isn't the breeze itself. It's that air rushing across my sweat-soaked shirt. So, but it's all bearable. For my riding environment, for my riding conditions, it's all bearable. Now, when we start peaking into the hundreds, I might break out my summer weight gear, my mesh jacket. But I gotta be honest, I really don't feel that much different in my mesh jacket over my ventilated leather. I mean, it's kind of nice psychologically, because you know it's mesh, you know you're supposedly getting a lot more air. But let me tell you, when it's 100, 105, 110 here in Kansas, it don't matter. You don't feel air flowing. It's just so hot and heavy. So another thing is that my mesh gear is white. Does that actually make a difference? Well, in my brain it does. You know, white reflects heat, black soaks it up.